Sure, you can call me anything you want. I'll answer, usually.
Welcome to AMA, the Rehab Marketing Show. We're thrilled today to be joined by Phil Smith and Dr. Cali Estes. How are you both doing today?
Sure. So I'm known as the addictions coach, and I also have a company called the Addictions Academy, and I'm the founder of that as well. So on the coach side, we work with high-profile, high-end clients, helping them get sober, stay sober, or whatever that means to them. So we do drugs, we do alcohol, we do porn, we do food, sex, whatever it is. On the Addictions Academy side, we train people to be recovery coaches and interventionists. We're the largest online virtual classroom in the world. We're in 23 countries. We have 40 plus classes, 20 plus teachers. We're in 5 languages. So we have all of that. Then I also have a company called Rehab Rescue that works with treatment centers on teaching them how to handle their call center better. So call center training, AMA, APA blocking, so leaving against medical advice, or how to market better, and ethics. We teach them ethics, which, it's kind of different for them. It's kind of new to them. So those are the 3 main things that I do in the addiction type space.
Can you share, this continuum of how do you first connect, drive conversations, and then keep your business continuity flow? Can you share any amazing stories or experiences you've had in helping addiction center owners, operators, and marketers better connect with their potential intakes?
I'll give you an example. So I work with a treatment center out of Kentucky that called me because they were having issues with people leaving 2 weeks into the program. And I went in and I said, well, let's take a look at everything. Let's take a look at everything, including the lighting in the group room. And the owner said to me, what do you mean the lighting? And I said, well, if I'm sitting in a group and it's dark lighting and I'm detoxing and I'm having trouble seeing and I have a headache, I'm not going to want to be in group if you have commercial lighting. And they did. And he goes, what should we do? I said, turn the lights out, go to Target, buy a few of those $25 torch-a-tear lamps and put in some soft mood lighting. And he looked at me and he says, that's going to stop our AMA rate? And I said, it's actually going to stop a lot because if you have nice, comfortable lighting, I'm going to want to stay. We did that all the way up to the intake process. So when the people came for intake, the room was quiet. It had soft music. It had a diffuser with lavender oil. They were offered water. They were offered tea. They were offered coffee. Just by changing those little things, his intake rate went up. His people staying went up. His clients wanting to be there went up because they felt comfortable. And it was something as simple as that. And he looked at me and he said, I can't believe it's that simple. And I said, it really is. It's making little tweaks within your center that make people want to be there.
Is there a way to translate that experience into, say, an online experience? Or how do you start building that trust, that level of comfort early in the process?
So early in the process, because I'm not tethered to any treatment center. I don't work for anybody. And I haven't the whole time I've had my private practice. So when people call me, the first thing I say is when I go online, if your center doesn't look inviting, I'm not coming. Also, if your center isn't accurate, for example, it says you have a pool, but now you don't have a pool because you're not in that location, that's a huge red flag to me. I'm automatically going to think you're lying to me. And if I think you're lying about a pool, what else are you lying about when I get there? So it has to be truthful and it has to be inviting. If your website, and I tell all these owners, you have to spend money on a website because it's your storefront. If it looks like garbage, chances are your facility looks like garbage. Because if you're not willing to spend money on the high-end, nice website that says, hey, this is what you're going to get and this is what it means, I'm not going to want to come. Also, value. You have to show me value. If you're going to charge me $30,000 to come for 30 days, what am I getting? If I'm getting just 12-step meetings and day spa treatments, why am I coming? I want to know there's value. I want to know your clinical program. I tell all the centers, put your clinical program on your website. Put your clinical staff up there. Put their photo. If I can't relate to them on a personal level, I am not coming to your center. I want to know that I'm looking at Bob, Dr. Bob. When I get there, Dr. Bob is going to be there, not somebody else because your website hasn't been updated for 6 months. That's important.
Well, and I love how Dr. Cali, I love how you said that you've got to invest in that website because it is your storefront. Ultimately, when we talk about websites, it's no different than the property itself. It just happens to be a digital asset instead of a real estate asset. So that's one of the things that we talk about with our clients is not only making sure that your website's up to date 6 months, with photos and staff and, clinical changes, but making sure that we're staying up to date with Google as well, so that when people are searching for us, that Google can find our website and then serve it back to those users. And I would say one of the biggest transformations we saw was a website that was really about 2 years old. They were using really large images of the center, using very light text. Again, didn't have the clinical program on there, and really saw double the conversion rates once we were able to kind of transform that website into something that, again, better shared their perspective, right? And I think, Cali, you would agree that everybody can say that they do inpatient or that they have 12-step or non-12-step. It's really your perception of the care and your success stories that help draw me in as, an addict or a loved one of an addict to actually want to pick the phone up and give you a call.
And I had a treatment center tell me they had an AMA problem. So they were coming in and they were leaving within 24 hours. And I went to the website and I looked at the website and I said, wow, your building is gorgeous. It's absolutely beautiful. Well, that wasn't the building they were going to. They came and did the intake in this beautiful building, and then the treatment center looked like a crack hotel. And I said to the owner, it's a bait and switch. If I think I'm coming to this beautiful building and I get here and you put me in this horrible looking, rat-infested, mold-infested environment, I would leave too. You have either got to fix your building or you've got to change your website to match what you're offering, because it's bait and switch.